Good morning, welcome to Dorset. Today we're at Portland for sunrise. Great to see you all again. Thanks so much for joining me. Today we're at Portland in Dorset. It's a fantastic, almost an island, just connected by the very smallest strip of land, a little road that just runs across from the mainland Weymouth. It's a fantastic place full of history. All of the stone that's mined here has gone to so many famous places around the UK and all over the world, in fact. It actually ends up at Buckingham Palace for some of this stone. It's just really sought after, very hard limestone. But Portland offers the photographer something amazing. I mean, not only is there a lighthouse here, which is superb and it's so well known throughout the country, but we've also got so much in the way of craggy little bits of land jutting out into the sea. It's just seascape heaven. Hopefully we're going to get a few seascapes later on, but sunrise is looking a little bit questionable at the moment. There's a small gap just on the horizon, as you can probably see, but not a lot else doing. It's very cloudy. Weathermen on form once again said that there's going to be very light cloud at most, but what can we do? We're here, we're going to give it a try. In terms of our shot this morning, we're actually going to be looking over at one of the old cranes just over here that was used to hoist the rock out, and it sits just above a little plateau where boats used to come in and dock, and the crane used to load them up with Portland stone ready to export all around the world. But we've got the advantage that we can turn around, and right behind us we've got Portland Bill Lighthouse. So should the sun come up and there'll be some light come through a gap, we're going to be able to turn around and get that as well. So two shots potential here today. As you can probably hear, there's a lot of wind here. Portland is always ridiculously windy. It doesn't matter when you come, it's always windy. But in the winter especially, it makes a great place to do some big wave shots, waves crashing in against the big stone and flying up. I mean, it's not uncommon to see sort of big 30-foot splashes here, and I've spent a lot of happy times here in the past recording these, so it's well worth a visit in sort of bad weather. It kind of tends to be the go-to place for a lot of Dorset photographers when there's wind. The lighthouse itself has actually undergone a change recently, and previously it just had normal tungsten lights inside it, but it's now got a LED system inside. And I've got to be honest, it doesn't look anywhere near as bright, and it certainly doesn't look as impressive as the old tungsten lights. So I'm glad I got to shoot that a long time ago when it was still there. But yeah, you used to get nice sweeping beams run all the way around from the lighthouse, and now there's just this small LED and it's barely even noticeable. I don't even know how ships see it, but apparently they must do. Portland Bill is one of 3 lighthouses here. 2 of them are now defunct, but Portland Bill is the only working one. But it's nice to know that there's other lighthouses that you can choose to shoot. Let's face it, lighthouses are an absolute magnet to photographers. We all love to shoot them, and even as a child, the image of a lighthouse, it would just conjure up joy. It was something that you really look forward to seeing, something wonderful. And it still holds that to me now, all of these years later. I love shooting a lighthouse. It's just got some feeling that just drags you straight back to childhood in there. Well, I have to say the sunrise is looking pretty poor at the moment. I really don't think we're going to get anything good, but we're probably going to concentrate all our efforts on Portland Bill Lighthouse itself, but we're going to stick it out just for a little while and just see if anything develops on the colour there. You never know, stranger things have happened here. It's one of those places that can really surprise you when out of nowhere a sunrise comes up and it looks fantastic. Well, the sun's up, but as you can see, pretty much nothing going on out there. There's hardly any colour. It's one of those mornings that you just really wish that you probably stayed in bed, to be fair. But we're going to hold on because there is a small gap out there. Hopefully, if the sun can just creep through that gap, we're going to get a nice bit of light on Portland Bill Lighthouse itself. So all is not lost. We're going to hang on in there and see what we can get. So this is Portland Bill Lighthouse. This is just behind us at the moment, but nothing going on with it just yet. But hopefully we're going to receive a little bit of light on there if there's a small gap opens up in the clouds, and we might be able to nail a shot. Well, after what looked like a complete blowout this morning, we've actually got some golden light just come through. It looks fantastic. Portland Bill Lighthouse lit up, golden tones all over it. Fantastic, just what we came for. We've actually chosen to underexpose by about one stop of light here, just so we can really capitalise on the intense light that's on the bill. And with the sky being quite dark, it makes it even more dark and moody. We're using a polariser as well, so it's cutting through, and we've taken all the reflection and glare off the sea, so it really does look effective. Basically everything's very dark except for the lighthouse and the surrounding rocks, which is lit up with golden light. Really nice. We've moved a little bit closer to Portland Bill now, just to get a better lead. We've got a rock face which leads all the way in, and it just makes your eye follow right the way down to Portland Bill. It really does look superb. It's quite a well-known composition, this one, and you will probably have seen it quite a bit, but it really is one of the nicer ones here. So I'm really pleased that we're going to get a decent shot off this one this morning. Just take a look at that, absolutely gloriously lit up, and the cloud is so dark and moody. It really does look fantastic. I'm just certain we've nailed a shot today, so I'm really pleased. In terms of the shot itself today, we've been using a case polarizer and a case 0.6 hard grad. The sky really didn't need a lot of darkening down, but it was just to tame the bright white on the lighthouse itself, which was very bright. But it seemed to do the trick nicely. The polarizer really took all the glare out of the water, so rather than a shiny surface, we've got a beautiful dark moody sea. It really does look fantastic. What a great morning, and out of nowhere as well. It looked like it was going to be a total washout. The cloud was just way too thick, nothing happening, and then all of a sudden, boom, golden light just on the lighthouse. It just goes to show you've got to be flexible with these. If you've got a shot that you've planned, it's in your head and you're going for it, deviate from it if you need to. Don't stick with the shot, because sometimes there's a better shot on. Look behind you, just like this morning. We got a great shot out of it, and the shot that we were looking at, there was nothing there, just nothing happening. So it really does pay just to look behind and deviate from the shot if you need to. Just don't always follow the plan. Know when to break the rules. Sadly, I've got to call it a day now and head home, but it's been a fantastic morning. I'm so pleased you could join me, and I'm really pleased that we got a nice image out of it. I'd love to get a like from you guys on there, subscribe, a comment. I'd love to hear something from you. Please do say hello. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. See you next time.